Well, the National Assembly's Programme Committee is currently holding a special urgent meeting to discuss whether President Cyril Ramaphosa should face impeachment. It comes after a closed-door meeting of the party chief whips on Monday morning where voting procedures were discussed. Let's listen in live now to that discussion.
Yes, you wrote me a letter. Yes, I responded. But my response to you was that due to logistical challenges, it would be difficult for us to actually bring together everybody to be physically present in a sitting on the 6th of December, which is tomorrow. So I want the honorable members who will speak now to speak to that matter, whether in fact the proposal made by Honorable Dlakude, as you express your views on some of these matters, whether it is acceptable to honorable members. Because I think this would be the best. The same applies to the DA, which has made a proposal for a roll call manual, and I also want to propose that you deal with that issue. So, as you make your inputs now, Honorable Swart, you have the opportunity.
Speaker, please note me in this round. Thanks.
No, thank you, Speaker. Colleagues, I made this proposal this morning at the Chief Whips.
Sorry, Honorable Swart. My name, Speaker, is Ndlozi. I'm requesting that we be included in this round. Thanks.
Okay, can I allow all the members who had their hands to speak? The only difference this round is it's not a different round. It's the same issues. However, I am saying they should also express their views on the proposals which have been put on the table by Honorable Dlakude, which is that we move the sitting from tomorrow to the 13th of December to allow for us to prepare for a proper physical sitting of the National Assembly. Okay, so Honorable Swart.
No, thank you, Speaker. Yes, I made this proposal.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker, no, I'm not agreeing. I'm merely requesting you to note me because you hadn't.
Yes. My name. No. We don't do that, please, ma'am. I'll give you an opportunity. I see your hand on the screen. For now, okay. I am recognizing those whose hands were up for the first round, if you call it a first round or second round. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Speaker. I made the proposal this morning at the Chief Whip's meeting due to the logistical issues, and I'm pleased, and then the Honourable Shabamba also supported it this evening. I'm pleased that the Honourable Deputy Chief Whip of the ANC has proposed that. We support that with the understanding of a manual voting system. We just need clarity on exactly what is accepted in that regard, as well as the Electoral Act being dealt with at a later stage, and tomorrow for the insertion of the report on the Rules Committee. This will enable this very serious matter to be dealt with properly, as I think we will probably be all in agreement next week that it is dealt with next week on the 13th in a physical meeting of all members of Parliament, as Honourable Shabamba pointed out, where all members will have the protection of Parliament in exercising their vote. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Swart. Honorable Zungula.
Thank you, Speaker. I also want to agree with my colleagues about moving the session from tomorrow to next Tuesday. I can't stress enough, Speaker, the importance of ensuring that this issue, which has the citizens highly interested in it, particularly because it has created, divisions within society. So it's a highly contentious issue that requires that Parliament must sit physically. All members of Parliament must sit physically. We note that as the ATM, you rejected our plea for a secret ballot, but we do plead that the method of voting must be the roll call as alluded by the Chief Whip of the DA. So I wanted to touch on those particular issues, Speaker. As you said, you want us to touch on Ezozindo. So I just want to add my voice to say we agree on next Tuesday, physical and the method of voting must be by means of a roll call. Dabulel.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sungula. Honorable Kwangwa.
Thank you, Speaker. I almost said Chief Whip. Yeah. I agree entirely with the proposal at hand. I just need to emphasize that between now and next week, we must make sure that we set the ball in motion in terms of preparing for next week, so that next week we don't hear stories about flights and stories about other logistical challenges again, because we won't accept any days of our lives type of explanations, because this thing needs to be done properly. And yes, indeed, voting must be through a roll call and make sure that everyone is accommodated in Parliament. Thank you, sir.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Honorable Kwangwa. Thank you very much. Honorable members, I will now recognize Honorable Singh, followed by Honorable Papo. Kyangi, then Papo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. No, I also agree on behalf of my party that this is a very, very serious matter, and Parliament needs to give it its fullest attention, unlike the way we were going to deal with the matter tomorrow. However, there is no guarantee that the issue of flights will be sorted out by then. But anyway, we can all try to see if we can get there physically, and that we expect all necessary arrangements to be made for members of Parliament. However, having said that, Honourable Speaker, I'm trying to understand what is the roll call, what is secret ballot, what is manual voting? How is that actually going to take place? I mean, what do you mean? Are you going to call the name of a member, come forward and vote, or that's a secret ballot? I mean, what does it actually mean? So let's not confuse ourselves, because I am confused. And secondly, I don't think we should bring in the issues of the Electoral Laws Amendment Bill and anything else. This is a very important matter. It's a matter that the country is waiting, to know how we're going to decide. And I think that we should just have this as a standalone matter. But having said that, there are also by-elections and other issues that have been, set down for the next day. So I think we must have due consideration to the time that we have this sitting to allow people to fly back to their respective constituencies. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Honorable, before you come in, Honorable Papo, I just want those who are coming in to also endorse or to disapprove whether we should meet on the 13th, Tuesday the 13th, because that's the proposal which has been made, that we should have this sitting to discuss this matter on the 13th, which is next week, Tuesday. If you could just agree on that. But I've also noted the issue raised by Honorable Kwangwa on the importance of ensuring that proper or logistical arrangements are made. And I do want to say that with regards to that, honorable members, I think that between now, the 6th, the 5th today, and the 13th, we shall have adequate time to prepare, which means that honorable members too should take it upon themselves to book their flights as early as is possible. You may proceed, Honorable Papo.
Speaker, my understanding is that we are not postponing the sitting of tomorrow, because the Deputy Chief Whip was saying we are postponing this item from tomorrow. There are other items. We need to deal with the procedure in relation to the two amendments which were made. What do we do, and so on? Because, and then there are other reports which we need to put there, because there are people who came for the sitting. We can't say people just go back. So my understanding...
Honorable Papo, yes, the only item which will be removed from the order paper tomorrow is this particular item, now that all of us are agreeing that we should postpone to the 13th to allow for proper logistical arrangements to be made. All other items which are on the order paper, the program will continue as such.
Yes, I was responding to the statement, we are postponing the sitting. We're not. So I'm saying
we are postponing
the item.
With the item, it will be a fully fledged sitting which will have one item, and that one item will be this panel report. For now,
I'm trying to make an input.
Honorable Papo Kulungile's input.
I was saying we're postponing the item, and from what the other members were saying, they are agreeing that it should be on the 13th. And then the Deputy Chief Whip said there should be an additional item. My assumption is that it was also raised in the other meeting. My understanding of also the manual, which was requested by the DA, it's about the name is called and then members. We have done it in March, but it was because we didn't have a physical. Members were doing it from all over. They were not doing it from the same venue. So that's my understanding. From what I've heard, I haven't heard any opposition to that proposal of the 13th, and that tomorrow that item be removed. And if people had discussed that the other one, then we actually look at whatever is remaining on the program. People then also book for the sitting next week. Make travel arrangements from tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Honorable Papo. Honorable Kyanki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good evening to you and the honorable members. I'm largely covered, Honorable Speaker, except to make the following points. I think starting from tomorrow, I want to support what Honorable Dlaguda would have suggested in terms of the items of the sitting, including the matter from the Rules Committee that we must attend. So I support that. I also support the date of the 13th Tuesday. And Honorable Speaker, if you have to find a venue in the desert, in the sea, in the air, anywhere, please bring it on. We are ready as members, because Honorable Zongola is correct.
It is sending voice that we agree on to the 13th, and that from now onwards, your office will start organizing or arranging for a venue where we will all be physical. That's number 2. The third issue is that this will be a manual roll call. Is that agreed? Those are the 3 critical issues which we seem to be agreeing to. Honorable members, it's not as though the issue of secret ballot, as Honorable Zungula referred to earlier on, was not raised. It was raised. However, Honorable Zungula, the reasons given, right, did not assist us did not enable us to take an informed decision in a sense. You know that once you say secret ballot, it has to be extraordinary circumstances. And that is the only reason why you were not granted the secret ballot. For now, there's load shedding, my God. Now, for now, honorable members, we are agreeing that we will proceed in the manner in which I've outlined. We all agree, honorable members?
Just a quick one, Speaker.
Yes.
Video, mami, cartoon character.
Thank you, Honorable Kwak. Yes, Honorable Zungula.
Yeah, no, Mr. Paso says we agree for next Tuesday, subject to them getting a venue. So I wanted to find out what happens if there's no venue for that specific Tuesday.
Thank you, Honorable Zungula. Honorable Jafta.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think also what Mr. Paso asked the assistance of the meeting is pertaining the issue of that time on Tuesday, the 13th. I wanted to suggest, Honorable Speaker, that given the reasons that Honorable Sin has forwarded, especially of the by-elections the following day, I will suggest that let the sitting be at 10 o'clock in the morning. And also that, Honorable Speaker, I think these deliberations we have now, they also necessitate that we have the programming committee also on Thursday for the other issues to be outlined for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jafta. Honorable Singh.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think Honorable Jafta has partly covered me. I'd just like to know the reasoning that informs a 2 o'clock sitting for that day. And once I hear the reason, we'll see whether we're convinced or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Singh. Honorable Zakude.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, as we are making these proposals, Honorable Speaker, we know the issues of flights. I would support the 2 o'clock sitting because members will start coming in a day before. Then others will come in on Tuesday morning. So I want to propose the 1400 hours. Thank you very much to support that. Thanks. Because of logistical traveling arrangements. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Zakute. Honorable Shivambo.
Aye, Mama. No, I want to second the 2 o'clock speaker.
Okay, thank you. Honorable
1400 hours.
1400 hours. Honorable Kwankwa, I'm very sorry.
Speaker, there's this critical matter which we mustn't leave hanging. The one which has just been raised by Honorable Zungula now, saying, I think it's Honorable Mr. Klaso said that it's subject to availability of a venue on Tuesday. It creates a lot of uncertainty if we're going to put it that way. We must have a firm resolution that says they have to do everything in their power to find a venue for Tuesday so that sitting can take place next week. But if they're experiencing challenges, we might have to reconvene again before the end of the week to assess the situation so that we know exactly what's happening, so that we don't instruct people to fly to Cape Town and then all of a sudden are told that there are challenges with the venue and the sitting can't take place as we have agreed here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kwangwa. And now, Honorable Dr. Mulder.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I just want to know, does this also mean that the farewell speeches are removed from the agenda for tomorrow? Thank you.
No, Honorable Member. Tomorrow's order paper will be as it is, minus this particular item. So your farewell speeches, we will still have them tomorrow, so that when we come back on the 13th, we will strictly be coming back to discuss this one issue, this report. I hope I'm understood, Honorable Members. Honorable Papu.
Just wanted to amend, we added the rules report, unless it was added today on the order paper.
No, the rules report, the proposal was that the rules report will be added in the space of the Section 89 panel report. Am I correct, Honorable?
Yes, but you said, Speaker, the order paper will remain as it is. That's why I'm just adding.
All right, thank you very much.
The additional item.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Honorable Shivambo.
No, it's legacy, Speaker.
Say this legacy hands. Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Members. Honorable Members, there's a matter which has been raised here, and that is the matter of the venue. Everything else we are agreeing on. People just need reassurance that a venue will be available for the session or for the sitting of the 13th of December. Mr. Kaso, no, we're closing this thing now. We are agreeing on... Yes.
I'm reminding about the legal matter I raised. Thanks.
Yes, we close in this particular matter of the venue, of the time, of the session, and so on. And then we'll get into this second part of this issue, which is whether the filing of the papers has any impact on the process, which Mr. Kaso will talk to. Honorable Mr. Kaso?
Madam Speaker, from our side, we will do everything possible, obviously guided by the Secretary to Parliament, to find a venue, and of course to have that venue declared as the precinct of Parliament. So that's what we'll be doing from now after this meeting, working on the issue of the venue. And ma'am, on the issue of the implications in relation to the papers, the Chief Legal Advisor is here to speak on the matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Advocate Adhikari, are you here? Yes.
Good evening, Speaker. Good evening, honourable members. Yes, I have a short answer and I have a long answer, but taking into account the time of day or night and also the fact that we have more time, I would request, with your permission, Speaker, that I present a written opinion, but and give a shortened version of our view at this point, if that's in order with you, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, that's in order, Honourable Advocate Adhikari.
Thank you very much for that. So I will undertake to have a written opinion in the next day. So, Speaker, in a nutshell, this morning in the Chief Whip's Forum meeting, I indicated that there are competing arguments as to whether the sub judice rule may be invoked in the circumstances of a report that is being taken on review. And I advised that the matter was potentially one where the same question may be before the courts as the one that must be decided by the House, and that the sub judice rule must be approached with the narrowest of possible interpretations. Having now considered the matter with the benefit of the court papers that were filed today, I am of the view that even though this is a classic case of relevance for the rule, because the very matter that the NA will have to engage with, that is the panel report and its recommendations, would be the matter that the court is seized with. However, having said that, we've heard repeatedly from courts that an automatic and complete bar to the NA from carrying out its constitutional mandate is not permissible. So, especially where we're needing to hold the executive to account. So the short answer is that whilst the sub judice rule has relevance here, it can't be a complete bar to the matter being dealt with by the House. And as we know, the House, the rules in respect of Section 89 and the Rule 89, which is the sub judice rule, also presents some tension, but we'll address that more fully in the legal opinion. So just to sum up then, Speaker, it will have an impact, but that impact will be for the NA to consider when the matter serves before them. Thank you.
Advocate Adhikari.
Yes, Speaker.
I think we need to understand clearly what you're saying. Are you saying next week's session will continue?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable Zungula.
Thank you, Speaker. I won't get into the sub judice rule because I think the advocate has clarified it, that previously the courts have ruled that on the matters pertaining to oversight over the executive, we can't be barred by the Rule 89. However, I do want to ask you, Speaker, you are listed as the fourth respondent in that application. Do you have a position whether you are going to oppose that application or not? Thank you.
No, but in fact, the team was still assisting me to deal with, to interpret everything which is contained in the legal.
All right, and we'll leave that for the time being. So what's been agreed is that tomorrow's parliamentary sitting will not include on the order paper the Section 89 panel report. That'll have its own sitting next week.